Okay, so recently, well, actually, I guess it was a while ago, my friend Scott gave me this mini Zagi wing. I forget exactly the dimensions, but it's this tiny little guy, as you can see here. But nonetheless, it is quite nice. It has these nice balsa elevons, and comes with extra EPP, and also the other parts of where the wing was cut out. And it comes with these nicely made plastic winglets to go here. And they even have the shape of the wing so that they will sit flush against it. So, I am going to build it up. I'm not exactly sure what the setup is going to be. It's either going to have a 500 milliamp hour setup or a 1600 milliamp hour setup. So it's either going to be that or that. This would be nice because it's just super small, and for the motor I have this little tiny guy here with a 5-inch prop. So I'll probably end up doing the 500 milliamp hour setup, but who knows. There is this nice kind of groove along here, so what I might end up doing is just put a piece of wood or something here and putting some Velcro, and so I can just move the CG around with that. I don't know, so I won't worry about that now, but yeah, I'm gonna start building it, and then once that's finished, then I'll continue and post some flight footage and maybe a review or something. So let's get to it. Alright, first things first. If you can see here, this this EPP, since it's wire cut, it has all this like string stuff that just kind of comes off. So basically what we're going to do is just take some sandpaper and gently sand that down to get all that off. Okay, so we've sanded both sides off. They're all nice and clean. Well, actually there's a tiny bit left. I'll probably find like one or two more things, but for the most part, they're super clean, nice and sanded down. So what's gonna happen next is I'm going to glue the wing halves together. So to do that, what I've done is I have some Gorilla Glue that I've mixed with a little bit of water and baking powder. What this does, it's actually a fast dry mix. I will, there's a video that I found on it, and I will put the link in the description so you can see how to make it yourself. In that video he uses vinegar, and I've done that before and it works really well. I just wanted to try water this time. It should do the same thing. So, but yeah, it'll dry a little bit harder and quicker. So, I'm going to get something to put on my cutting board so I don't ruin my cutting board, and then I'll glue the two wings together. Okay, so I'm about to glue this together. Just one thing you can see is this is already foaming up quite a bit, so definitely dries a lot quicker, and but yeah, it's effective. So basically we're just going to take this and slather it on like you'd do in any other build. And might have to make a tiny bit more. we're just going to set this here and bring the two wing halves together. And you can mush it around a little bit if you want, just to get glue everywhere. And then we will have it on top of the tissue, so if it oozes out, it won't get onto our cutting board. And then we will grab some tape. I don't know if Scotch tape will work. We'll soon find out. Okay, so now we're going to grab some duct tape and put that on here. And that seems to be working better. I think I'm just going to put a little weight on it, just because I can, so it'll be all nice and flat. We'll just grab this extra foam block, set it on there, and place that on, so everything will be nice and aligned when this is finished gluing. I'll just move that back a tiny bit. So, now that we have our basic electronics somewhat set up, we, right now this is kind of floppy, as you can see, since it's just the foam. So I have gotten this carbon spar that is just a flat, so it'll be bendy this way, but if I just cut out a groove and have it in like this, then it won't be able to bend up like this. So we have marked out some lines, and we're going to cut this out and have the spar channel and put the spar in, and so that way we will have some strength in it before we put tape or any electronics in. Okay, so now it is time to put on tape, cover the whole airframe in tape before we put on the electronics. So to do that, we have this guy here, 3M General Purpose 45. I've heard 3M 77 is what a lot of people use, but this is what I have, and it should work fine. So basically, we're gonna go spray the whole top half with it, let it settle for a few minutes and get tacky and sticky, and after that then we will start cutting out pieces of tape and laying them down, and yeah, that's basically it. I am going to start from the back working up, that way the layers will be like this, so the airflow will be over like that, versus starting from the front going back, then there's all these lips. Other than that, pretty straightforward and simple. So, let's do it. Okay, so it's all sprayed up, and started laying down the first piece of tape. And it's working very well, surprisingly. I wasn't completely doubting it, but I didn't know how well it actually would work. So, anyway, it's working great. Basically just put the tape on, and I'm leaving a little bit on the back edge so I can fold it down over. But we're basically just going to be cutting this and cutting off any edges we don't want or need. Okay, so I haven't mounted any of the electronics, they're just sitting there. But I did finish taping everything. Did purple and blue on the bottom. Blue elevons. And then blue and red on the top. And then I used some extreme packing tape, or fibered packing tape, whatever it's called, to attach the elevons. So, that's all done. What we need to do now is cut off the tape, or cut out the tape where the servos are going to go, and then mount the electronics. So, should be pretty straightforward. The only thing is, for some reason, these servo cutouts are made for bigger servos. I'm not sure why, because this is such a small plane that it seems like they'd want small servos, so it could be lighter, but whatever. So I'll have to figure out something for that. But, should be pretty good, so we'll do that now. So as you saw, I was able to make some simple cutouts with some EVP. Just the stuff that was left over from the mold cutting and everything. So yeah, I will glue the servos in and then start routing the wires. And I'll also glue in the motor mount, of course. So there we go. Not quite finished, but definitely getting close. So we're making it, and getting there. So here we go. Alright, so I just finished the build of the Zagi, and I think it turned out pretty darn well, especially for my first build covering with tape. So basically here's the setup. As you can see, I covered both servos with tape to sort of conceal them. Also, I cut out a little slot for all the wires going to this receiver. It's just the orange RX receiver without the housing. And I put it out on the wing tip here, just in case I wanted to put FPV gear on in the future, and then I'd have the transmitter out on the other wing, so they'd hopefully not interfere with each other. Yeah, that's pretty much the setup. I just held the plane in my hand upwards with this 1600 in, and I throttled up, and it felt like it could almost take off out of my hand, so I'm not really worried about power. The winglets are on. The bottom is purple and blue, like I said before. Here's the motor mount. I ended up making it purple, covering it with some purple tape, and there you can see both of the servo horns where it connects on the bottom. So there we go. That's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the build. Personally, I always like flying videos better than builds, but anyway, I will have a flying review soon to come, so stay tuned for that, and otherwise, hope you enjoyed. Share, like, comment, subscribe, and bye. See you next time.